What's going on, YouTube? 9:30 in the morning, Wednesday. It's supposed to be Baja Wednesday. We got it all ready to go. New tires and rims. Well, not new. I had them, but there we go. It's ready, cleaned up. We'll do that soon. But basically, we want to find out why the con rod on this Rex Top Plus 4 Novarossi came apart and what damage it sustained. So we'll take a look at that, and then we'll clean and put together this Novarossi Lassi tuned Hummer right here. We'll take a look at it. First, we'll clean it up. We had a seemed like an air leak last time we ran this in the GT, which I'm hoping the frame's not bent on the GT, but I think it's just the bumper when it hit the curb the other day. But anyway, so I'm thinking it might have been in the carburetor. This is this weird carburetor that they came out with on the Lassis at the high speed here on the side instead of on the top. So went ahead and switched this carburetor out. I'm gonna use the carburetor from the Plus 4. We know it runs good, so we'll use this one. Not sure what's up with this. We will check it out. Maybe one of the washers. Anytime you take this forget what you call it, your inlet right here in the seat, when you take it out, you're supposed to replace these washers. So I know I did take this loose and move it, which I do a lot of times on other engines, never have an issue, but that's why they come with an extra set of these. Anytime you buy a Novarossi engine, they always have an extra set, a lot of engines. But anyway, we'll swap the carburetor, get this cleaned up. It looks good. I don't know why it was leaking. Might have been a tank leak, something else, but we'll take a look at it and maybe compare these two. They're very similar. So let me get into that and show you some of the things that I use. I'm doing this in the morning. I'll probably hop back in here later. Gonna go with the family to the store, do some shopping, family time, things like that, and then we'll get back to this. So appreciate y'all. We'll see you in a little bit. Alright, y'all, so y'all just saw the video of the run of this thing and the exact moment when the rod let loose. So let's take a look. There's really no other damage other than the rod itself. Turn this down a little bit. Watching a little Dennis Collins. Come on, there we go. Anyway, there's no mars or scratches or nicks or anything in the sleeve. Maybe right there. Look at that. I just noticed that little indentation right there. Maybe when the rod came over and hit. Yeah, look. Hear that? On the rod. Hit the other side too, but not as bad. Hopefully y'all be able to see that right there, little indentation. I don't know. I don't think that it would make much of a issue because your pinch portion is up at the top. I think it'd be alright if I could find a rod. Let's look at the piston. There's no issues, no scratches, no cracks, no chips in the skirt. Team piston still looks good. No issues at all. Yeah, I mean, it's loose at the bottom anyway. I don't know if it'll make any difference. And that part of the skirt, it hangs down. But I mean, we still got tons of pinch, man. Yeah, I think this is good except for the rod. Let's see if it's in the spot where it hit. Sure enough, look at that. Pistons turn a little. There's the indentation. And it hit harder on the other side. Yeah. There's the piece of the rod. Alright. Crank. I'm gonna clean all this up. I'm gonna box it up and I'm gonna look for a rod. This says on the end, Novarossi tuned. R, it's got the Novarossi trademark and tuned. It's drilled, not filled. It's a good looking crank. Our head button. I wiped everything off. Remember, this engine only had 2 quarts on it. I think we were just too hard on it. Everything else looks good. Novarossi. Bravitado. But that's what happened, so I'm not sure. I think I was just too hard on it. If you look in the video there in the beginning, you can see smoke trails, you know, at the mid. So I don't think it was too lean. I think it was on the edge, but I don't think it was too lean. Look at that. That's the bushing. It's a brass lined bushing. And like I said, I'm gonna trade out the carburetors. I'm gonna run the carburetor from that one on here. And the reason that I got this out, for one, these are very similar engines, you know, but different, but very similar. I could probably run this sleeve and rod in that crank, I'm sure. Let's look at the crank. And there's no issues. There's no scarring, no marring, nothing in the crank. Not at all. Bearings are good. Alright, Princess is paging me. I'll be back. Alright, where were we? To the block. So there's nothing wrong with the block either. The block is fine. Bearings are fine. It's an original Novarossi bearing there. Top plus Novarossi. Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with this block at all. Or the back plate. Or the head button, or the crank. Just a little dent there at the bottom. I don't think it's gonna affect anything, so I'm gonna be on the hunt for a rod. See what we can do. What's comparable to an R7 rod. I don't know if I can find one. And I don't know if I have one. I might. Alright, If anybody knows any compatible rods for the R7, please comment below. Alright, let's take a look at this Hummer. So we were having a, seemed like an air leak issue, but I'm starting to think it might have been the tank or something like that, but or something else, fuel line or who knows. But I only had the issue really with this engine, so just to be safe, we'll swap this carburetor. This isn't a mid-speed needle, that's the high-speed needle right there. You see there's nothing there. It's a high-speed needle and a low-speed needle. So it's 2-needle carburetor, just set up differently. 3-speed carburetor, I know works perfect. We'll leave it right on these settings. We might richen up a little bit, man, but we flush basically, except on the low. Maybe the mid a little bit. Maybe we'll richen up the mid a little bit, see how it runs before we do that. But here's the crank, DLC coated. It's held up well over these, whatever I've put on this. Again, another couple of quarts, 2-3 quarts, maybe a gallon. I really don't even think a gallon. Nice, drilled and filled. The fill has stayed in there, that's a plus. Head button, everything looks good there. Again, not much fuel run through it. Not a lot of caramelization, but a little bit. Starting to. Piston and sleeve. Piston. This is an R4 rod. Okay. Alright then, bet. Alright, so looks good. It's that brass lined bushing. Definitely machined on both of these. Nice stuff. No cracks, no issues. Again, a domed piston, team edition. Sleeve looks good. So this is Elassi Tune, Daniel Elassi. That's where you see all the cuts here. Really nice work, man. Very meticulous, no burrs, very smooth, very professional. Novarossi. Novarossi R, and it's inscribed, patent pending. Crazy pinch on this too. Back plate, very similar to this one. Just this one's a little nicer billet, not cast. Says same thing, Novarossi, Bravitato. There you have it. The crank on this one's modified. You see the cuts in there. Same with the exhaust port. See that oil. Nice pink oil right there. This has ceramic bearings. I'm sure this has steel bearings, yeah. Ceramic, steel. Yeah, there's a lot of cuts in this thing. The Elassi's badass, so I don't know where the air leak was coming from. A couple things that I use in order to get my sleeve out. I use this. I'll put the clutch nut on the end of the crank, And then I'll use my clutch nut tool, fold this over, slide it in the exhaust port, crank on the clutch nut, it'll push it up. Then I bring it down a little bit, pull it out, then hold it, undo the clutch nut, and the rest you know. But I use 3/16 inch nylon rope. This is very strong, very hard to break. 3/16 nylon rope. That's what I use. And then a lot of times I'll use these. These are cotton patches for guns. I got a few guns, but I'll use these a lot of the time. Lint free, good to go. So here's the JT bearings clutch, flywheel. I'll tell you, man, these springs were difficult to get on. That's with the one run. Not bad. Springs are tight as hell though, but I like it. I just need to get a 15 bell. Alright people, hope you enjoyed the video. If you guys have any input on what happened here, feel free to say something. But definitely was some type of issue here. Not sure what it was. There was a lot of banging around right here though, but no other damage, so that's fortunate. All right people, I appreciate y'all. We'll see y'all here pretty soon. We're gonna be running this again, but I missed Baja Wednesday because of all the rain. Got some yard work done, stuff like that. We'll work on the GT, maybe take the Jado out for a rip, and we are putting we're gonna put this Hummer, this Novarossi tuned Hummer, in the Mugen and keep testing those super soft, those ultra soft tires. I'm not sure what pipe we'll couple it up with. We may just stick with the Triton right there. We'll see, either the Triton or the Works. I don't think I need to run a 9886 on here. I think the Triton or the Works will be best. Maybe the Triton. So we'll see you guys this weekend, and I'm gonna get all this cleaned up, pack that away till I can get a rod, and we'll get this cleaned up right here in a second and get it thrown in the buggy. So until then, I appreciate y'all. Remember, treat people the way you want to be treated. We'll see you in the next video. Peace.
This is perfect.